Welcome to the Musar HaTorah podcast for Parshas Toldos. Join us as we explore the weekly Parsha, uncovering valuable insights and striving to become the best versions of ourselves through Musar teachings. The Psukim tell us that Rivkah instructed Yaakov to prepare food and bring it to Yitzchak so Yaakov could receive the bracha from his father. Yaakov had a serious concern with this plan. He worried that if he was discovered, instead of receiving a bracha, he would receive a curse. Rivkah's response is both powerful and cryptic. She says, alai, kilelasecha, beni. Upon me be your curse, my son. The Sefarno explains that Rivkah was essentially telling Yaakov, if there are any curses to befall you, I accept the responsibility for the consequences. You don't have to worry. This is similar to what we find with Shlomo HaMelech, who accepted upon himself the curses of Yoav that had befallen him. It's a mother taking full responsibility, willing to bear any negative consequences for her son. Rabbi Yeshua David Portowitz Shlita, in his Sefer Yad HaGer, brings us a completely different understanding. He explains that Onkelos, the original biblical commentator, translates this phrase very differently. According to Onkelos, Rivkah wasn't saying, I'll take the curse. Rather, she was telling Yaakov, it was prophetically revealed to me that no curses will be upon you, my son. Because there was a prophecy, Yaakov didn't have to worry that anything bad would happen to him. This raises an obvious question. Where exactly was this prophecy told to Rivkah? Let's go back to the beginning of the Parsha. The Pasuk says, V'yisrodzu habanim bekirba v'tomer imkein lama ze anochi v'telech lidrosh es Hashem. And the children struggled within her, and she said, if so, why am I like this? And she went to inquire of Hashem. Onkelos translates this as, the sons pushed in her stomach. She went to seek teaching from before Hashem. It is from Hashem that she is told, according to the literal translation, V'ra'av yavod tatzir, the large will subject the small one. But here's where it gets interesting. Rabbi Portowitz points out that it is difficult to understand who is doing the subjecting in this phrase. Who is serving whom? The Nefesh HaGer helps us out by noting that Onkelos adds the letter lamed to the Hebrew word the small one. Grammatically, this adds to as a prefix, meaning the big one will be subjected to the small one. In other words, Esav will serve Yaakov. This was the prophecy. This is why Rivkah was so confident that no curses would befall Yaakov. She knew with prophetic certainty that Yaakov was destined to receive the brachos and that Esav would ultimately be in the subordinate position. However, there is a condition that we must always remember about this prophecy that Hashem had told Rivkah. The bracha, the superiority, the protection from curses, all of this is only true when we, the Jewish people, keep the Torah. If chas v'shalom we don't fulfill the Torah, then Esav will have the upper hand. We will be subjected to his rule instead. This week, let's remember the brachos aren't just gifts we receive in the past. They are promises that remain active when we actively engage with Torah and mitzvos. Every time we learn Torah, every time we perform a mitzvah with intention, we are not just fulfilling an obligation, we are activating the bracha that Rivkah knew prophetically would protect her son and her descendants. The prophecy stands. The brachos are ours. They come with responsibility. Through the help of Hashem, may we constantly fulfill the Torah and retain the brachos that are our birthright. Thank you for joining us for this episode of Musar HaTorah. Until next time, may we merit to live lives worthy of the brachos promised to our forefathers. Have a good Shabbos.